Hi everyone, this is another data analysis video, still focusing on data wrangling and techniques in order to manipulate and get data in the sort of condition we might want it in order to perform some sort of analysis, do some sort of statistics on it. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to take data that's saved on two separate CSV files or spreadsheet files and combine it column-wise into a single pandas data frame object. So in the previous video, I demonstrated how to do this row-wise. So we took two data sets saved on different spreadsheets, and we added the rows of one to the rows from another. Each of the variables in the data frame, in the data set, was the same for both spreadsheets. So we had the same number of features, the same number of variables, just a different set of participants for data that have been collected in different years. But what I'm going to do this time is, and we're going to imagine we've got two spreadsheets or CSV files with data on them that all relates to the same participants. But one of the spreadsheets has got some of the variables on it and another's got another of the variables, and we're going to combine those data sheets, those data sets, those spreadsheets. We're going to combine them column wise. Okay, so to do this, we're going to import the standard kind of software libraries that are useful for when we're manipulating data, wrangling data. That's pandas and numpy. So I'm importing pandas as PD and numpy as NP, as is the convention. Probably really only need pandas, but I'll import numpy at the same time just in case. Okay, and then what we're going to do is build this data frame object from multiple files by combining, taking the columns from one and adding it to the other. So I'm going to read into data frame split over two CSV files. So the first is going to be, it's called books_attend1.csv. So I think it's a made up data file, and it relates to, I think, grades of students and their attendance. So if I read this in, we'll be able to see what the variables are. I'm going to use the PD pandas.read_CSV method. I'm going to pass the name of the CSV file, what it's saved as, in single quotes as a string object, and I'll use the head method, and we'll just get a look at the first kind of 5 rows of data. So we can see this first spreadsheet, this first CSV file, it's got 2 variables, books and attendance. And the second one has the name books_attend2, and this, if I run this same command, just passing the name of the CSV file, we can see this has got another variable saved on it. So these all relate to the same participants. So this has got grade, and this is supposedly some percentage grade. So what we've got here is, I think it's a made-up data set that looks at how many books someone read, how many classes they attended, and their grade on their course, or something like that. Okay, so what we want to do is combine these two pandas data frame objects that you can see in front of us, and add this grade column to the end. We want to append it to the end of this other data frame, so we can then do some sort of analysis with it. And if you remember, when we combined data frames row-wise, we had to import a built-in module called the glob module, and that basically helps us find data files by looking for certain patterns in data. So we're going to, from glob, import glob. We're going to import the glob module so we can use it, and then we're going to create a new object called books_files. So it's going to be an object that lists all the files that start with books_attend. Okay, and the glob module is the thing that's going to help us do that. So what you can see here is, we did this when we combined data row-wise, is we created this object that listed all the files that we're interested in using. So we're going to use the glob module to find all the CSV files that start with books_attend, and then there's an asterisk, so that obviously these two data files do start with that One of them's books underscore attend 1, one's books underscore attend 2. And then we're going to, I'm going to call this new books files object, and you can see it gives us a list of the 2 data files that it's managed to find. So this list could be longer if we had books attend 3, 4, 5. It gives us a list of however many data files we had on our computer in whatever folder we're looking in. Okay, so we've got these 2 files. It relates to the 2 files we imported here, and we want to combine them. We want to concatenate them. Okay, so again, we're going to use the pandas pd.concat, the concatenate function. But this time, what we're going to do is concatenate, combine them along the column axes. Okay, so we're going to nest some commands within the concat function, and we're going to use the pd.read_csv method. We're going to pass the word file to that, and then we're using a for loop. We're saying for file in books underscore files, which is this object here. So there are 2 files. It's going to loop through that, and then we are basically concatenating those, combining those 2 things together. But the additional parameter, or the different parameter to what we used last time, is we're adding this extra argument here that says axis equals, and then we've specified columns as a string, so within single quotes. And if I run this command, I've asked for the head, so it gives us the first 5 rows of data. What you can see is it's combined both of those CSV files, those spreadsheets, are now combined into one data frame object. So, we might then run some analysis to look to see if there's a relationship between how many books someone read, how well they attended, and what grade they got on their course. We maybe did some sort of regression with that or something. Okay, so that's how to combine data that is spread over multiple spreadsheets, CSV files, Excel files, whatever you're using, using the concat function. So firstly, using the glob module to find the files of interest, and then using the pandas concat function to concatenate those files.